I should preface this video by saying I've never understood clowns conceptually. They're supposed to be funny but aren't, supposed to make people smile but are instead mostly creepy, and while being a clown surely takes a lot of acrobatic and physical comedy skill, I just don't understand why anyone would want to be one, much less watch one. The first clowns date back to ancient Egypt, according to Wikipedia, but circus clowns date back to the early 1800s theater and variety shows. I'm also not a fan of the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which today's game, Circus Interstellar, is clearly inspired by. The movie's a 1980s indie horror film featuring deformed monster alien clowns and has a pretty big cult following. There's also the somewhat mocked, but also influential 1990s rap group Insane Clown Posse, creators of the Juggalo subculture. I'm sure it's fun to see ICP, but I'm definitely not down with the clown. So heading into Interstellar Circus, I wasn't really expecting to like it. Thankfully, the game itself is fun and an excellent addition to the VCS library, featuring up to 4-player co-op gore and action with extensive game options, solid leaderboards, and excellent classic joystick support. The VCS is no stranger to twin-stick shooters, and that could also make you wonder whether this one's worth buying given the large number of choices available. Other games in this style on the VCS include Berserk, Berserk Recharged, Black Widow Recharged, Danger Scavenger, Frenzy 7800, and Ultra Mission. So it's a crowded field, although Circus Interstellar stands out with a bizarre but relatively modern-looking presentation, boss fights, and exploding blood and guts. Circus Interstellar was originally released on PC in 2018 by twin developers Ettinsoft, who have brought the most up-to-date version of the game to the VCS. There's an important dash mechanic mapped to a double tap of the B button on the classic that isn't included in the controls menu of the game, but it's mentioned if you run the tutorial. You'll need to dash to survive charge attacks during boss fights, although there's a run button that can sometimes get the job done. There's also a default mechanic where you stop when you aim and have a separate button to shoot, but this option can be toggled to both aim and shoot with the right stick on a per-player basis. The game itself is a bloody mess on screen, with bright rainbow colors and somewhat muddy-looking graphics that occasionally make the screen a bit hard to read, particularly when playing co-op. It really doesn't look like anything else on the VCS. I'd describe it as a darker, more indie-looking Total Carnage. One of the devs at Ettinsoft told me in a Discord message they're working to bring online leaderboards to the VCS in the near future, but at the time of this video, only local leaderboards are available. You can customize the game a lot with a 7-tier ladder of difficulty. The tougher the game, the bigger the score multiplier. There's also a hardcore mode that ramps up difficulty and gives you 1 life to live. You can go the opposite and turn on free play, turn on and off shaders and fog, and toggle tutorials. Circus Interstellar adds to the list of VCS games with baked-in digital comic books to tell a further backstory, which is neat. Once you beat the game or complete various goals, you'll unlock cheat options, but since I've not really been able to do any of that, I can't say what they do. The game itself isn't too difficult or too easy, and pretty quickly I got through the first few stages without much of a problem. Getting through means beating rooms full of killer clowns and escaping before the juggernaut bosses appear Evil Otto style. After a number of rooms, you'll face that very same boss. Beating the boss means slowly shooting down its health meter and dodging various attacks. Another key choice when playing is whether to play with electric walls on or off. Similar to Berserk, on means touching a wall does damage, and there are separate leaderboards for on and off. The game is fun co-op, and it's great to see the ability to add and set controllers through the game menu. You played a little bit of Circus Interstellar 3-3S. What'd you think of it?
I thought of it as pretty fun, but the aiming is pretty difficult. It's kind of jumpy aiming, makes it difficult, and you have to reposition, which can get you killed.
I also sometimes had a hard time telling which one was me and which one was you.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem, but that's like a problem with most like two-screen games, well, same-screen games.
There's a weird aspect ratio option as well, in case you want to play the game in 4:3 with horizontally squished graphics. I'm not sure what it's meant to support exactly, since it leads to a warped aspect ratio. Circus Interstellar could well end up being a top 20 best when the VCS's history is written. The game's just really well made, a lot of fun both single player and co-op, and Ettinsoft has clearly put in a ton of work to offer the best possible experience for the widest variety of players who don't suffer from coulrophobia, or the fear of clowns. The indie team making it's active in the VCS community and is continuing to improve the game along with their future in game development. The trailer is definitely worth checking out, and even features a VCS. Its $10 price tag is cheap for the amount of game you get. Thanks for watching. I'll have more videos this summer, so consider liking this video to help me out and subscribe to get these videos in your feed. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you're willing, you could be that 1,000. Have fun.